The following contest scheduled for one fall.
All right. Hey, we're here.
Oh.
I'm sorry to be laughing, but my partner here, by the way, I'm Goose.
I'm Logan.
And we're the Wrestling Boys. And just before we were about to go out here, my partner here let out a big old belch that hurt his ribs. So that's why I was laughing. Oh, my God.
It did.
Crazy things happen when you do live shows. So let's talk about, let's get on with the show here, as I like to say on another thing that I do.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the crazy things that have happened this past week. Before we get into Extreme Rules, I do want to talk about this. What do you think about the fact that just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we reported that Brock Lesnar, the vanishing, disappearing, nowhere to be found Universal Champion, did not have a match at SummerSlam.
And now he does. Because he was forced to.
Yes.
By Kurt Angle.
I like the fact. I don't know if all of a sudden either someone is listening to our show or they're listening to the WWE Universe or something. But I think there are a lot of people who are just fed up with the fact that this guy has this title and he's never there. And I like the fact that either I gotta ask you flat out: do you think this was a work, or do you think that somebody in the company just finally said, we need to get Brock Lesnar on camera. We need to get him in a match.
I think they finally realized everybody's tired of him not being here. We need to get a new champion because he's a crap champion.
Crap champion.
I didn't want to say shit.
Well, you just did.
Yeah. wanted to avoid that word.
But
as much as I can.
You know, and for a minute there, I thought it was a work. I thought, oh, we'll announce he's not going to be there, and we'll make this big thing. And so what did they do Monday night on Raw? They had 2 triple threat matches, which ended with 2 guys who will now wrestle this next Monday for a chance to face Brock Lesnar. And those 2 guys are
Roman Reigns
and
Bobby Lashley.
Okay,
I have no clue why Roman Reigns got to be in this match. He lost the night before. If he lost the night before, why does he immediately deserve a shot at the title? Even if it's not an immediate chance at the title, why does he even get a chance anywhere close to the title?
This guy is seriously getting
It's getting really annoying.
This guy's getting seriously overpushed big time. And it not only is it irritating, it's almost like they're forcing Roman Reigns down our throat to say, you're going to accept this guy, and we're going to make you accept this guy, and we're all sitting there going, we don't have to accept anything. Hey, Tyler, we don't have to accept anything. We don't have to, and I think as a lot of us as wrestling fans, we don't have to accept anything. People forget, when the Honky Tonk Man was first introduced to the WWE Universe all those years ago, he came out as a face.
Really?
And people booed him. People in the stands booed him. They cheered his competition in the ring, and it was almost funny. And it wasn't until they decided, hey, let's make this guy heel. He became one of the best heels ever. And I'm just so frustrated. There is a rumor out there, and I want to run it by you. There's a rumor out there that it's gonna be a match between, of course, Lesnar and Reigns. That's SummerSlam. I know, the big sigh. And they're going to actually have Roman win it. And he's going to be the new Universal Champion.
Whoa!
Of course.
Finally!
Of course, my prediction is, and I will say this now, well before SummerSlam, is that, Roman Reigns will probably win it.
Yeah.
And then he'll hear...
For like 5 minutes.
And then he'll hear... Rah! And then marches.
Then Roman Reigns is gonna get these hands!
He's gonna get monstered.
Gonna get whacked on the head with that briefcase. Gonna be knocked out cold.
I think so.
And then he's gonna get the 1, 2, 3, and he's gonna lose that championship he was pushed so hard for.
Yeah. I actually, I know this is early. I am hoping that somebody in the organization is listening and is saying, you know what, maybe Bobby Lashley would be a better match against Brock Lesnar than Roman Reigns.
Yes, he would. We've already seen Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. So can we get something different? I want to see something different. We want something fresh.
It's like going to a steakhouse and getting a Big Mac.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen this, we've tasted it, we're done with it. Let's just move on.
Let's see something new.
Let's see something new and fresh. All right, but I like the fact that they came out, and of course Paul Heyman has to interrupt Kurt Angle with this whole thing, and Kurt Angle's like, I don't really care. We all know who you are. We all know why you're here.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. Nobody cares. We all know who you are.
I think it was time that they all looked. It was like, put up or shut up. And it was like, and of course Heyman's, well, you drive a hard bargain. But yeah, he'll be at SummerSlam to defend his title. Well, good. Let's just see what happens.
Finally.
Finally, you came to me earlier with some interesting NXT news. Is this breaking news?
Yes, it is. Just heard about it yesterday. This might be a spoiler, but this is huge news. Now we realize NXT knows how to capitalize on a character.
Oh, they do.
With Tommaso Ciampa winning the NXT championship.
He beat Aleister Black for the championship?
Yes.
Oh my God! Now I agree with you. I think that they really developed this Ciampa's, and I'm going to butcher his name, so just deal with it. But they've really capitalized on his character, and I think that at a time right now, this is the best time right now for them to have a heel champion.
Oh, yes.
Because this sets up for, another Gargano-Ciampa match for the title. And if it's anything like the street fight that they had at the...
it's going to tear the house down.
TakeOver, it's going to, it'll be crazy.
Yeah.
You know that Lars Sullivan is lurking somewhere in the back and wondering why he didn't get, But... what I'm hoping, yes, this is a great way to, but I'm hoping they don't bring up Aleister Black to the main roster.
He's gonna get buried.
He'll get buried.
Yeah.
I think you keep him in NXT, maybe even try to get that championship back. But that was a big surprise to me because for me, Ciampa wasn't even in the cards to get a championship match, and I find it interesting that he's gotten it. Now, what is the other? Did you see the other matches for the women's title?
Oh, Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss?
I thought you were talking about what we know about that. Oh. I was talking about Kairi Sane.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the main roster one. Yeah. Kairi Sane now has a match for the Women's Championship against Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler. That might be an interesting match because, and I tell you what, Kairi Sane beat Shayna Baszler to win the Mae Young
all the
Classic.
way back in like 2 years ago or so?
About a year or so ago to win the Mae Young Classic. The very first Mae Young Classic, I would want to say. So I think they're going to play on this. They're going to play on this rivalry a little bit, and I think that'll be really good for NXT. The gold and black brand is just far superior.
Oh yes.
Than the red brand. And let me tell you something. The blue brand looks really good because they had 2 matches this past Tuesday that were just absolutely fabulous.
Styles versus Almas and...
Well, no, I mean, I saw that, but I also like Kofi Kingston versus
Oh,
Eric Young.
yeah, that was a great match.
That was fantastic. And that was like, that one, it almost felt like I was watching New Japan because they were really getting into it. Yes. And then, of course, what was the big... The main event was Jeff Hardy against Shinsuke Nakamura. And that one... Okay, now we're going to talk about Extreme Rules in a little bit. In fact, when we come back from
please
the break,
let's avoid Randy Orton.
Yeah, let's
nearly ripping Jeff Hardy's ear.
Yeah, but we're gonna when we come back from this break, we won't go to a break just yet. But because we're gonna talk about Extreme Rules. But that was a great match, even before Randy Orton interfered. And what was funny was, I mean, he tortured poor Jeff Hardy.
Dude, and then oh my goodness, that was such a cringe moment. I was just like,
and if you haven't seen it, go to Hulu and watch the replay of it. But then he looks up and he goes, "Where's Shinsuke?" Well, he bolted his ass.
I don't want to die.
It's like I don't care who you are. I'm leaving. And while he was torturing Hardy, you could see Shinsuke Nakamura all the way down the ramps. Like he's holding his belt, like I'm leaving. But that was a really good match. I mean, it almost looks like that SmackDown. They're gearing up to move over to Fox. And so they really, really want to impress everybody over there to start bringing matches that are going to be really good. And I think bringing as my partner here is yawning.
I'm sorry. Got up earlier.
He got up early. Poor guy. He's been watching all this New Japan, trying to catch up on his New Japan.
Playing video games.
But anyway, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Extreme Rules and kind of our lackluster view of it, because it was kind of we'll go over that in a little bit. I'm Goose.
I'm Logan.
We'll be right back after this.
Introducing the new California State Penitentiary Bologna Sandwich. Jail food sucks. Don't let your family eat jail food.
Your home is perfect. Until it's not. We understand that life has its changes. As your family grows, we're here to help grow with you. Because taking care of your family is important to you and important to us. Your story starts here with Cornerstone Mortgage.
At the time you were arrested, you were served with a DS-367 temporary driver's license. It's good for 30 days, but if you don't act within 10 days, at the end of those 30 days, your license will be suspended. It's important for your lawyer to contact the DMV for you. Set up a driver's license administrative hearing so that your license is not going to suspension. That's something here at Braemar Law we do for you.
And we're back.
And we're back. Okay, let's talk about Extreme Rules and.
Okay.
Meh.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the one thing you really want to get into, which is why it's meh, and that is our new Raw Tag Team Champions are
the B Team. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
Now don't get us wrong. We're both big fans of Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. We just don't find them
entertaining as a tag team.
As a tag team,
I think the only reason they wanted Extreme Rules is for their winning streak.
I don't know.
Just to keep it alive.
I find it humorful that they're the tag team champions. That you have these guys who were, lifelong mid-carders.
Yeah.
They were lifelong mid-carders who, they beat the Deleter of Worlds, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Now, let me ask you something, because Bray Wyatt can't get a pay-per-view win. He can't even pay for it.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
How many pay-per-view losses is this? What, 9 or 10?
I don't know.
Let me put it. The only pay-per-view win that Bray Wyatt has ever had is for Elimination Chamber when he walked out with the WWE title.
Championship.
And that was it. And how long did he hold it for? Not very long, because he lost it like about a month later.
But at least he won it.
I don't know. This was a guy, 3 or 4 years ago, who was like a main eventer. He was like a big freaking
One of the
deal.
best characters.
One of
in
the best
the entire
characters.
main roster.
They have made him into a sideshow. And I feel bad because I every time I see Bray Wyatt now, I'm like, this guy needs a push. We'll get into that after that, because we're going to talk about who's getting a push and
who's overpushed.
And who's overpushed after the next on the next segment. But oh my God, I saw that and I went, how and why? I mean, it was
for the winning streak. That's all.
That's all. You think that they're gonna? It's because this coming Monday they have a championship.
The rematch.
The rematch
For the championships.
I mean, I don't know how they're gonna. I mean, of course, Raw. Someone up there, the brain trust of WWE is like, we need to keep it on these two guys. I don't know why, because it makes no sense, but
Yeah.
that just kind of gives you an idea of what the WWE thinks of their tag team division, at least on Raw.
Yeah. The Raw tag team division is a joke.
It is, and
It's way better on
because
SmackDown.
all the good really. I mean, let's be honest. All the really good tag teams are on SmackDown.
Yeah.
They're on SmackDown.
I mean, seriously, you got The Bar, who you never see there.
The Usos.
The Usos. You got
Day.
Bludgeon Brother. I don't really like them, but
New Day.
they're okay.
New Day.
The New Day, Sanity.
Yeah, Sanity, who's getting
Their tag team division is stacked.
yeah.
As opposed to Raw, where it's like
Who are these
you
guys?
have the Revival and
You got the Revival.
AOP, and that's pretty much it.
Pretty much, it's pretty sad.
Well, and the Ascension. I really like the Ascension.
we haven't
They're good.
One of these days, we're going to see.
Believe me.
We're going to see the Ascension and actually what kind of tag team they actually are. Let's go over a couple of other matches really quick before we go back to another break. How and why Carmella still has the SmackDown Women's title? I know that they're saying that James Ellsworth got out of the cage.
It's because of James Ellsworth. That's why.
But why?
She was fighting James Ellsworth.
I mean.
That's why.
I mean, are we now going to see? Is this going to be? Asuka had the fabulous match against Charlotte, but is this going to be now where Asuka gets this close and doesn't quite? Are we going to continue to see that? Because that's like a sad thing.
Like the lovable loser type thing.
Here's a woman who could not lose for 2.5 years against some of the best women's competitors in the business, and all of a sudden, she cannot beat Carmella.
Yeah.
Which by the way, here's an interesting trivia fact about Carmella. When they did the draft about 2 or 3 years ago, she was the last wrestler taken by SmackDown in the draft. Yes,
I don't remember that.
I remember that. It was like, and then of course they went away and then they just started, well, you take him, I'll take him. And it was like chess pieces. And now one more thing is, let's go into the one match that really pissed me off was the United States Championship match between Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke Nakamura that lasted all of about 6 seconds. Why?
A low blow.
That the ref didn't see. Oh my God! How surprising! It's like, I mean, is this become Shinsuke Nakamura's
Pretty much his gimmick.
his gimmick?
Yeah.
I'm gonna low blow you.
Seriously,
the ref's not seeing?
did you see in the rematch on SmackDown? He tried to low blow him.
Again. I mean, and
That's his gimmick.
and let's be.
He's not the king of strong style anymore. He's the king of low blows.
I mean, let's just. This is another thing that I think has upset me because, here's a guy who's very talented, who deserves better than what he's being given as far as writing is concerned. He's one of the best wrestlers on your roster. Why are you resorting to cheating tactics from this guy? It makes no sense.
Even if he's a heel.
Even if he is a heel, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
Just because he's a heel doesn't mean he has to low blow somebody every 5 minutes.
Again, it makes no sense. Some of the other matches that were entertaining. I mean, of course, the championship match between Styles and Rusev, who unfortunately got the wrong end of a turnbuckle thanks to Aiden English.
Oh, is that what happened?
That's what happened.
Oh.
It's like apparently Aiden English took off the piece of the turnbuckle to expose it, and Rusev hit his head on it.
Right.
But it was a fabulous match. Then there was the 30-minute Iron Man match that had to go overtime. Duh.
Because it's not an Iron Man match length. Seriously, 30 minutes, too short.
Too short. So, but that was a really good match. But Extreme Rules was just kind of like one of those. I mean, it's just. We'll see where
it's like you look at the cards, just like, there's only like 2 matches I want to see.
Yeah. Before we go to a break, I want to talk about Slammiversary really quick. Impact Wrestling has Slammiversary coming up this weekend. Austin Aries is going to be its Moose for the championship. I don't see Moose winning. I see Austin Aries. Austin Aries is Austin Aries. He's going to retain.
Yeah.
He's going to retain. He's going to be he's the guy there. You want to keep the belts around him. They have a fatal 4-way match between Rich Swann, who's now found himself on Impact after he got released from WWE, is now in a 4-man, a fatal 4-way against Johnny Impact, who is
John Morrison,
the Bone Soldier,
Taiji Ishimori,
who I'm surprised went over to Impact because.
Yeah.
This guy is really good. If you've ever seen him, he's really good. And then I think the other one is Phoenix, and so it looks really interesting. They've got some pretty decent talent in that match. What do you think about? I mean, really quickly, what do you think about Rich Swann? He gets released by WWE for domestic violence, and all of a sudden he ends up on Impact Wrestling. I mean, is that a good thing or is it a bad thing, or is it something for Impact that would probably capitalize on his name? Or
I don't know.
Former cruiserweight champion. I mean, you have that on your resume. I mean,
that's probably a good thing for like the company. They're getting a star from WWE. And just saying, the only thing I don't like about Rich Swann is his haircut.
Yeah,
if you look at that thing, it's horrible.
We're sorry, Rich, because we know we were bagging on your hair, because he's like bald, and then it's like
bald all the way until
around,
here, and then he has hair.
And then he has. It's not just hair. It's like all
dreadlocks.
And so it's like it looks really weird.
I'm just like.
I would think Rich, just take it from us and just go bald.
Please.
You would look better, and you'd probably be more intimidating.
Yeah. Then you have Pentagon Jr. versus Sami Callihan.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna
be
in
a mask versus hair match.
That's gonna be a good match because you have the Lucha Libre. They have such a rich history with their masks. There's no, and you got a dude here who's like, I'm gonna say he's batshit crazy.
Oh yeah.
Another great character that he's carrying Impact. And then the other match I'm really looking forward to. I'm not the women's match. I'm kind of like here or there. Madison Rayne is coming back to challenge Su Yung for the title.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Madison Rayne hasn't wrestled in 5 years, and then all of a sudden in about a month and a half, she's like won every match. And she's looked impressive, but of course it's Madison Rayne. But then you got Su Yung, who's just she looks like. Is it me or does she kind of look like the painted up ghost version of the Undertaker? It's just really. It is weird as her character. And then of course I'm looking forward to
Eddie Edwards versus Tommy Dreamer.
That's going to be a bloodbath.
Real slobber knocker.
That's going to be a bloodbath because
it's Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer, and of course Eddie.
Goodness gracious, he founded House of Hardcore, so of course it's going to be a hardcore match.
I'm looking forward to Slammiversary only because I want to see where Impact is going. I want to see how they're going to compare to WWE. But it might be interesting to just kind of check it out. I don't know if I'd pay the money to see it, but I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for it to see where it goes from here. All right, let's take our second break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a handful of wrestlers that are being pushed and a few that are being over-pushed.
Roman Reigns.
Back right after this.
At the time you were arrested, you were served with a DS-367 temporary driver's license. It's good for 30 days, but if you don't act within 10 days, at the end of those 30 days, your license will be suspended. It's important for your lawyer to contact the DMV for you. Set up a driver's license administrative hearing so that your license is not going to suspension. That's something here at Bramer Law we do for you.
Your home is perfect. Until it's not. We understand that life has its changes. As your family grows, we're here to help grow with you. Because taking care of your family is important to you and important to us. Your story starts here with Cornerstone Mortgage.
Hey, we're back. Hey, Logan, how we doing?
I'm doing well.
We're doing well. We're into the wrestling boys. I'm Goose.
I'm Logan.
And our last segment before we head on out of here and go get some lunch.
Yeah.
Actually, we had lunch before we came in. But Kelly Gladden's coming. She's got a special edition of her show today coming in, so we're looking forward to her at 2 o'clock. And she's actually told us that the dome that's being torn down or over here, but they're doing their last set of wrestling matches, and she might be able to get us in to see the last set of independent wrestling over at the dome. So
really,
yeah. So I'm going to see if I can keep you to it, Miss Gladden. We'll see if we can get over there and be able to report and have some fun over there. All right, let's talk really quick because I noticed this past week. One of my favorite wrestlers is starting to get a really huge push. And I'm really liking that because I really think she deserves it. That's Becky Lynch.
Oh, yes.
Becky Lynch,
straight fire.
Becky Lynch has been kind of on the back burner for at least the last 2 years.
Seriously. After she lost the SmackDown Women's Championship, she's been like towards the back of the championship opportunity.
I don't want to say she's been overshadowed, but when you have people on your roster like Charlotte and Naomi.
She's better than Naomi in my opinion.
She's the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion. But you're right. Since she's been lost that title, it's like she really hasn't had a chance to really regain that. She's lost close matches. She's lost some really I think a couple of weeks ago she lost a match to Sonya Deville. She should have easily won, but she's been on a bit of a roll. This next week she has a match against Carmella. If she beats Carmella, she's going to face her at SmackDown at SummerSlam. And I like this. I've liked Becky Lynch ever since she came into the WWE. I think she's a fabulous wrestler. She's a great champion, and I think that putting the belt on her would bring an interesting dynamic because she's someone that will face Asuka, and she'll face Charlotte, and she'll face these other champions one-on-one without having the secret squirrel, James Ellsworth, lurking in the background. But she's been getting a great push. I'm enjoying it. I hope they continue with it. Who do you like right now is getting a really good huge push?
Getting a huge push?
Getting a huge push. Or a good push. Let's put it like that.
It's getting a good push?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, male or female?
Either.
Huh. I think Andrade Almas. I think he's getting a decent push. Like, he's going. Like, he's rising with his push. Like, if he keeps going on his, match rule. Like, seriously, he had a match against AJ Styles. If he has a match against AJ Styles, doesn't that tell you he's going to end up getting an opportunity for that title?
It was actually one of the best matches of the night on SmackDown, too, because at first I thought, why is he getting such a big push so soon?
She's one of the best.
And after the match, I was like, I can see why he's getting a big push.
Bruh, did you see Andrade Almas versus Johnny Gargano?
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
That's why, but it makes sense. I can see why. I thought it was a little soon for it almost to get a big push so soon, but it makes sense because you have a former NXT champion coming in and he wants to make a big impression. And even though he lost the match to Styles, he
He made a big impression.
He made a big impression.
Yeah.
On me. Another. And you and I mentioned this earlier. Another person I think is getting a good push, and for some reason I'm staying on SmackDown. There's a reason why. Is I'm gonna say Samoa Joe.
Oh yes.
I think it's rumored he's going to be facing Styles for the championship
At SummerSlam.
at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that'll be a good
That'll
match.
be a good
I
match.
hope that happens.
And I like Samoa Joe. He seems to come in and do his work and do his job very seriously. He when he comes in, he gets a really huge push, and he's a fabulous wrestler. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do pretty much in the future. Is there anybody else you can think of? I mean, I know one guy you probably think is getting a huge push, and that would be, I would think Dolph Ziggler's getting a huge push right
Oh yes.
now.
I'm happy he's getting it because he's one of the best wrestlers, alongside Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan. He's up there with like the best wrestlers in the entire company.
I mean, there was a point where Dolph Ziggler was like buried. He's a buried mid-carder.
Yeah.
Who was getting other people over.
Seriously, you remember when he had that gimmick where he was like just kind of making fun of like legends?
Yeah.
That was so stupid. Like seriously, it's coming out as like Ultimate Warriors, coming out as the Undertaker.
Coming out as Bailey. I thought it was funny when he came out as Bailey. But you're right. I mean, and what's interesting is you look at Dolph Ziggler's resume. I mean, he's a heavyweight
Two-time heavyweight champion.
He's a multiple-time US
champion. Multiple-time Intercontinental champion.
He's on his sixth Intercontinental run.
Yeah.
I don't know. Has he had a tag team championship?
Yeah, all the way back in like 2006.
Oh, that's right. When he was
The
part of the
Spear
Spear
Squad.
Okay. We're going to forget about that because that was like one
Hey! So now he is still a Grand Slam champion. He has won
that is
all
true.
types of championships.
Let's talk about, really quickly, some people who are getting overpushed. And my name is...
I mean, everybody knows who like the most overpushed
oh, yeah, let's just say it.
wrestler in the company is Roman Reigns. Seriously, it's
he's
undeniable.
It's almost kind of sad how, in my opinion, how he's getting over pushed. I mean, to the point where it's like they're shoving him down our throat. It's like you're going to like him, and if you don't like him, well, we don't care because we're going to keep giving him the opportunity. We're pushing him anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't. I mean, it's like we don't want him anymore. I mean, and it's absolutely. So we agreed on that. We agreed that Roman Reigns is getting a huge overpush. So here's the person I think is getting a huge overpush, and I'm just going to say it, Carmella.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I liked her before. I liked her when she had the briefcase. I liked her before she had the belt. But since she
was really good when she had the briefcase. She was a good character.
It was a good
I enjoyed her when she had the briefcase.
Yeah,
I liked watching her. Now she's just boring. Like seriously,
Yeah.
all the things, like everything she does when she's out, like on SmackDown, she doesn't really even have any matches. It's like all celebrations.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, that's really almost all you see that she does.
Like,
come on, you're a champion. You should wrestle, not celebrate.
Yeah.
Like, we know you've won. You don't need to celebrate anymore.
It's like, what's the point of... Okay, so as she keeps saying, I beat Charlotte Flair twice. And now I beat Asuka twice. And I should be celebrating. No, you should be thanking God that you you beat Charlotte Flair twice and Asuka twice.
Yeah.
And a couple of those times, you had help. Her character's it's just getting boring.
Yeah.
I mean, it is being, I mean, every time I see her, I want to, like, fast forward this freaking...
Yeah. I got another one.
Okay.
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I gotta kind of agree with you.
Seriously, as you were saying, like, when I had to use the restroom last time I was watching Raw, when I saw Alexa Bliss coming out to do a promo, I was like, hey, perfect time to go use the restroom. Seriously, so boring.
Yeah,
Seriously.
let's be honest. I mean, the one thing that we have a problem with Raw is the fact that they do all kinds of promos and they last about 10 minutes.
Way too long.
And they're boring as hell.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, they're not even interesting. The only promos I've seen that are interesting are involving 3 guys, and they're Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins. I mean, and because those guys have absolutely great mic skills. Okay, let's be honest here, they do. There's a reason why I think SmackDown is winning the battle, in my opinion, because their promos are short.
Yeah.
They get to the point.
Well, I mean, that's because they have less time. They only have 2 hours as opposed to 3 hours.
True.
With 3 hours, they have time to bore us with 10-minute promos.
Yeah, but it's like, that's part of the problem, is that you shouldn't have a 10-minute promo. You should have 5-minute promo would be better. Spend the extra time in a match.
Yeah.
Put it toward a match that would extend your matches. They don't need to be 7 minutes long. Maybe make them 12 minutes long, maybe 15 minutes long. Make them a little longer. Shorten those little freaking promos and put quality in matches. Excuse me. And not only that is because they don't have many. The guys that they put on the mic are just as boring as all get out. It was like you fall asleep. But yeah, I agree with Alexa Bliss. I think she's been over pushed. And I almost want to say it's almost like a pretty girl thing, because, you know, she's one of the more attractive girls on the roster, and let's put somebody out there that guys are going to drool over.
Oh, pretty sure that's like one of the only reasons she's over right now.
Right. I mean, she's a fantastic wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just, when you get over pushed, it's like we stop watching. When you get over pushed, we stop watching your skills, and we start watching the little things that annoy the crap out of us.
Yeah.
And
like Roman Reigns' mic skills. Seriously.
Before we go, because we have about a minute left, anybody else you think is being pushed well or over pushed before we go? Because I got one, and I think we both agree on.
Who?
Sanity.
Yes.
I think Sanity right now is being pushed just the right time.
Yes.
And I think they're continuing to get over on the crowd, and they're continuing to prove that they are absolutely what WWE needs on their main roster. So,
need some chaos.
They need some chaos. But anything else before we go?
Nope.
All right. Hey, we want to thank you for all watching us today. We want to thank our sponsors, Adios Bail Bonds, because
jail food sucks.
And so with that, I am Goose.
I'm Logan.
We want to thank the Bakersfield Music Hall of Fame at currentcast.com. We will see you. Actually, we're going to be moving our time slot. We're not going to be on Thursdays anymore because
of time constraints.
Too
many shows on Thursdays.
You know, and it's just they're finding the demand on Thursdays is becoming really big. So we're moving to Mondays. So you'll be seeing us at our first Monday show this next week.
You'll see something entertaining.
Yes,
and not Raw, because Raw sucks.
And we're still negotiating the time. We're trying to figure out the right time slot for us. But you will see us on Monday, all right? So again, with that, I'm Goose.
I'm Logan.
We'll see you on Monday.